Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Today is Monday, October 14th, 2014. Our goal here is to review the market generated information in a holistic fashion. We're intimately following the auctions narrative of both ES and NQ. If we have time, we'll theorize and add additional commentary towards the end. There's no DOM recording uploaded today for the RTH session. Okay, perfect. Let's get started. Typical questions. Where are we coming from? And what is price trying to accomplish? So again, we're extremely light on data releases, catalysts for the day. We're primarily looking at earnings for later in the week. And really Tuesday, really starting tomorrow into the rest of the week. And then a bit light on the economic data as well, with really looking at the retail sales, really starting Thursday. Thursday is probably going to be more of the highlight, including the jobless claims, which is, I guess, just important now. So, you know, so again, pretty chill week for the most part. We got a lot of data out of the way from last week, some of the bigger data. Um, so really, we were just kind of drifting into today. Do remember we finished last week. You can look at our weekend prep. Fairly bullish, and it appears that we got more of that continuation. Really, the goal for the buyers here was continue one time framing, higher highs and higher lows. A pretty simple task, and it looks like they completed that. Same thing on the NQ. Pretty simple. Do remember today was Columbus Day as well, so I believe banks are closed. So we were expecting minimal volume. So again, they really just want to just keep the higher highs and higher lows intact, given low volume. So when things even aren't busy, everyone still agrees on the price that these 5800s are somewhat cheap from what we can see. Looking at the actual NQ, of course, expected like volume today. Funny enough, it was more volume than Friday for the NQ. I just thought that was funny. So 300 points of range. Buyers were really putting a lot of effort in today. They stayed positive for the Delta all day. It was a little bit weird. I'm not sure what to make of that, but lighter volume. So say what you will. But again, I'm not sure who is buying and why they're buying. But people are buying these higher prices. Say what you will. There's some aggression to the upside. Same situation for the ES. Both of these products got some nice range. You may be able to see the price action a little bit better here. Looking at the footprint coming from the left bottom, going up, balance, and now we're impulsing out of this range. Sorry, I'm trying to get my, there we go. Really, this range down here seems like we're just bursting out. So again, so very nice impulse with nice delta. So again, buyers are getting paid for their work. Pretty simple. We've already looked at the earnings, which is very low on Monday. It'll be picking up tomorrow with some banks and healthcare. I think some of this is industrials as well. I could be wrong. But again, just be on the lookout for earnings just throughout the week. So I'm not gonna go over it every day, but just I'll flash it up. That's the earnings whisper. We have the data again for tomorrow. It's just fairly light, mainly with Fed speakers that we're looking at. And since we just looked at the footprint, we're up 0.75%. Everyone did well today. What's strange to me is that why is everyone so green, but this is only up less than 1%? I don't get it. I don't know if this is because of the lighter volume and the money wasn't flowing. I mean, though everyone did well, I guess it just wasn't excessive, but it just seems strange that this is so green, but we're only up 0.75%. I'm not sure what to make of that. So I guess just good job for everybody. All right, let's check out the market profile. We'll do the NQ, which is laggy to control, and laggy with the price. So again, their goal for NQ, which is higher highs and higher lows, they ended up defending the 20K 400 level. So again, as we've been talking about, we wanted to see the NQ, do something like this, just kind of like chop around and ideally impulse up. And funny enough, that is exactly what we have. So again, very good job on the NQ. You drill down a little bit more. We can see we impulse out of this range, impulse out of this range, test it back, and then completely impulse through to those singles that we've been talking about. This is the 20K 600 levels. So again, the more they can push through here, they should have an easy time. Again, we said it was going to be like clear blue skies up here, and that appears to be what we're seeing. Complete push through, tried to make it to the next one near the 700s, but just couldn't do it. Pull back. They did not touch the singles from earlier in the day. There was like a few more singles that happened earlier in here. They did eat those through, even some here, but they didn't make it to that last level of those singles. So again, they kept their tempo, they kept their urgency up, which you can see that in the P-shape profile as well. So again, these singles are completely removed now. Their next ones are going to be near the 20K 700s. And again, 20K 700s, if we're going to look to the left, if the NQ can burst through and stay above this crevice here, I'll probably put a gray zone here now that we're up here. If they can control these 20K 600s, they'll be able to push through, and then their next real battle is going to be essentially the 20K 900, which is the Bears' last line of defense. And then it's a good chance that we're going to hit all-time highs, and that shit can really happen in a day. Just saying. Essentially the same thing here for the NQ, excuse me, for the ES. We open above the around the 58 half mark, 58.50. It's more of a grind, kind of scooped this bottom area, impulse through, slow grind through the all-time highs, use the all-time former all-time highs as support, and push through, created singles, and then just drifted up. Again, P-shaped profile here as well. Pretty simple, straight up trend day. Nice to see. Same shit we just saw on the NQ, except it's a 138-minute candle. Impulse, pull back, essentially just bull flagging. Nice to see. ES, former all-time highs, no longer the case. I'll clean that up. I'll clean that up later. But all right, so we got that looking good. Cool. No kind of pullback. Even looking at the intraday for the NQ, this type of action that gets on my nerves. Just up, is down, and then we're just kind of just like drifting up. It's a little bit annoying. So again, definitely much weaker here. You can see those sellers got caught, pushed above, and then just slowly drifted up higher. Yeah, it's just straight trend day. All those sellers who tried for the ES, they got absolutely no kind of reward. Pushed up and then just drifted through. We'll look at the ES here. So again, today is Monday. This is Sunday. So we have our rally day on Friday, 10 to week strong. We scoop this little low here. Kind of cradling above, slowly grinding, slowly drifting, break through the all-time highs, break through the all-time highs, grind a little bit more, impulse through, pull back. And essentially we just trended up into the open. We had immediate pullback. Excuse me, bear with me. Make sure we get into this. Again, this is S&P 500, 3-minute candles. We pulled back for this bar. Essentially, this is just an open drive. I guess you would consider this an open drive, but it was 2 bars lower on the 1 minute. So I mean, I wouldn't say this is an open test drive because I don't know. It just seems like, and I believe this would be considered an open drive. but we're doing an open drive from a trend overnight session, which is pretty aggressive. Small pullback, couldn't even get below the 50 of this impulse candle, and then essentially just trend up. Anytime we touch the 5 smoothing average, we ended up swallowing that candle and pushing through. Started trading below the 5 smoothing average for a little bit, and tried to battle, find our way back to it. Lots of two-way trading, trying to form a higher low. Continue the two-way trade, eventually push through, and then just really sluggish, grindy action here. Um, I tried to trade in this, and it was just so strange. But essentially, yeah, just a grind day. No real impulses through, just straight grinding. It makes sense as this is a holiday. Volume's a bit low, the conviction's a bit low, but someone was supporting this bid overnight. The opening, the second bracket, third and fourth, and any kind of retest were supported as well. No real trades to really look at here outside of these little pullbacks to the VWAP. And then as we make our second test, you can see the higher low. Reclaim of the 5 smoothing average. Sandwich between the 5 smoothing average and this VWAP again. And possibly getting in someone here on the 1 minute, but I'm not going to break it down too much. Again, we are all in blue skies territory, all of this whole day. All this is all-time high, so there's no real reference to lean on from the short side. For the NQ, looks like it's about the same here. There was a little more trading to the downside, but they never did touch the prior IB high. Same cradle and drift up. Their action was a little more. It had a little weaker action from what we can see. So now where they are structurally, I forget. Actually, let's take a look. Where was that high at for the RTH? Looking on the NQ. Yes, NQ. This is when they pushed up, um, but they couldn't. They broke through the initial singles, and then they failed this second singles up there. So just some price action, just some reference of where this area is. So again, if we take off the drawings, I don't think I have it listed there, but it's fine. But yeah, essentially we ended up pushing up, ended up being a little bit rejected, and we just saw some continuation, broke through the RTH VWAP. We tried to make our leg higher, cannot control this 5 smoothing average here, end up impulsing through, and then just found the leg, eventually breaking the retest in the open, the initial balance low, which was a low a day, ended up making a new low, and as soon as we did that, we scurried back up into the open, pulled back through the overnight high, the 5 smoothing average. Wasn't enough, ended up being rejected again, created a new low by a tick. Same situation where they try to crawl their way back, except this time they ended up impulsing through. But there was no real pullback for you to kind of get in. So again, this was very much of a grindy kind of price action. Yeah, so really not too many setups in our playbook. This makes sense in real time. We did see this in real time. We did say this out loud. However, unless you're getting in here, which may be a little bit aggressive, which in theory this does make sense, but waiting for an actual like reclaim of this 5 smoothing average, I didn't really see a way for you to get in that made sense. Looking at the 3 minute, that is. So again, this is going to be a little bit of a shorter one today. We have an understanding of where we are. We're at all-time highs. Blue skies for the ES, extremely strong, very aggressive, leaving singles behind, and we're really not retesting the singles as we pull back intraday. The NQ may be a bit of a laggard, but they are in more of this, their past, if you've ever been on an airplane, you're kind of coming up into some resistance, some turbulence in here, And it seems like once they're past this 20K 3 to 400, um, you may be able to have like your seatbelt off symbol, and you can kind of get up and kind of walk around. So it doesn't mean that it's going to be automatic all-time highs for NQ, but they've really pushed past. They got through a lot of turbulence. Again, we were just talking, I think last week and the week before, of the battle for them to be able to kind of get through here and use this as support. So um, again, solid day for both parties. I'm really happy to see the NQ catching their strength. They're still having a little bit of weakness here and there, but overall, both of these products are extremely strong right now. The S&P 500, from what we saw for the sector tracker, all the sectors are doing really well. And again, as we head into the earnings, we really want to see if that's going to continue. But as of right now, over the past 5 days, we're up 3%, and all the major players are getting love. Real estate, energy, consumer staples doesn't kind of sit on the sidelines, including utilities. Makes sense. But the big boys are getting their money's worth right now, and the money's being distributed to the heavy hitters. So I think this is very healthy to see, and a good reminder for me to not run in front of this train. Not picking, don't pick up pennies in front of a train. So yeah. All right. Thank you guys for watching.